Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stephen Wolf, and this is Noah from Panther Quest. Say hi, Noah.
What's up, guys?
And we are doing our mid-season report for the Panthers season of 2019-2020. It's already been a decade a new decade. Everyone's celebrating like it's 2000 again. That's not true. But anyways, at this mid-season, or at least a little above mid-season, this past 45 games, the Panthers are 24, 16, and 5. And they're about 53 points. Last season, around this time, they were 17, 20, and 8. 42 points, with 11-point improvement from last year. Though improvement is more, it's kind of like debatable. But right now, that's why we're here to talk about this. At this point, the Panthers is 6 in in goals per game, but ranked 22 in goals against. For those who don't keep up with the numbers, the lower you are, the better you are. But we have 4 shorthanded goals this season, ranked tied in 15, so that's something to talk about. And notable things to discuss, well, not to discuss, but notable things to note about this season. Coach Quenneville, if I'm saying that right, has about 900 wins in his pocket with the Florida Panthers. Jonathan Huberdeau not only got 400 points this season, but also he leads the Panthers, the whole Panther group of history, with about, am I reading this right? 420 points.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Alexander Barkov is ranked number 3, I believe, with 394. He's
up there too.
6 points behind to get the 400 mark, but he also leads second in points as well. While Huberdeau has 43 this point. Oh wait, 43, or did I get that right? Ooh, got a little problem there. But anyways, rank and in points of Florida Panthers, on the Huberdeau leads it. Right behind him is Alexander Barkov. But the person who has the most goals is Ivan. Noah, can you help me out here? Danilov. Yeah.
Danilov.
He gave me
if I'm correct.
19 goals.
Yes, 19 goals.
And now to discuss goaltending. While Sergei Bobrovsky has 16 wins, he has a very bad save percentage and goals against at an abysmal 3.329. Out of all the main goaltenders' ranks, he's at the bottom of the list. Who has worse, according to the stats here, is actually Jimmy Howard of the Detroit Red Wings, who allows about 4/10 a goal game. That's bad. But we have some bright news for us. Who leads in save percentage and goals against is Chris Dagger.
Drieger.
Sorry. Some of these names. Forgive me for Panther fan if I'm reading the names wrong. It's a very, very. If they're not common names, yeah, they're hard. Yeah, they are. But anyways, okay. So yeah, this Chris guy is very good for us. Yeah. So Sergei Bobrovsky has the wins, our backup have the saves, so that's good enough for us. Okay, Noah, since I read all the highlights for this season and notes, in your opinion, who is the most improved player of this season, or who's your MVP?
Obviously, without a doubt, Jonathan Huberdeau coming into this season. Yes, we all knew he was going to be good, but yes, we all thought Barkov was going to be our top player. But surprisingly, Huberdeau actually stepped up to his level. He's getting all the points. He's scoring the goals. So I honestly think Huberdeau's honestly going to be one heck of a player for us for the rest of the season. And I honestly didn't even think Huberdeau was even going to be he's leading the league in points. He's in the top 10, I believe. Last time I checked, he was 7th or 8th in the league in points. I had to check on that. But wow, Huberdeau is getting it done this year, and I'm honestly really proud of him. I mean, I knew he was going to do well. He's one of our top players. But wow, Huberdeau, without a doubt, honestly put him as MVP this year easily.
Hopefully he can do more for us.
Definitely. I can stop here.
Mm-hmm. And who's your least MVP?
Least MVP, the biggest disappointment for us. There's honestly been a few players I was thinking about. Like I was thinking about Mike Matheson, but again, he's honestly improved his last few games. I honestly think his past few games was honestly better. Probably one of his best games in his career, I think. But honestly, if I had to choose one player, it would be Vincent Trocheck. He's just having a season that we honestly, when we signed him, he was expected to be like this dynamite player on our obviously second line, and he's just not getting it done. I mean, yes, he scored last night. He has 6 goals on the season, but Trocheck is supposed to be that guy who's supposed to motivate the team, set up plays, and he's just not getting it done this year. Originally, what I actually thought is I thought we would maybe trade him sort of like the Nick Bukestad deal because we thought Nick Bukestad was going to be such a great player, but then injuries cost him. He wasn't being physical, and then we traded him to Pittsburgh last year with Jared McCann. So obviously, I was thinking that'll happen with Trocheck, even though it was even rumored to be sending him to like New Jersey from Taylor Hall or like something like that. But yeah, Trocheck is very questionable at this point. I don't know if he'll get dealt with or not. Most likely no, but again, who knows? We still have maybe a month till the trade deadline. So
Mhm. Uh, I figured you go with that. My second guess, you would say Sergei Bobrovsky. Despite with the win,
yeah,
he has abysmal save percentage, abysmal goals against. I am surprised for a guy like him. But then again, not I would say maybe 80% of maybe 80% of most goals are his fault. Well, sometimes when he does super well, the defense or no. The defense either like miscues or the offense is not, there has been games where like he's the wall, but our offense like we scored about
yeah,
3 or 4 goals a game, but this is one time we see Rossi does well, but the offense can't help. Those are missed opportunities. Missed
exactly. Yeah.
opportunities.
When Bobrovsky is strong those games, we just can't score. But then when he's struggling, we get a bunch of goals and then we end up losing by 1 or 2 goals or something like that. It happened with the Boston game, the Anaheim game, things like that. Actually, no, I'm sorry, the Boston game Montembeau was playing. I just remember that. But yeah, for example, the Anaheim game,
Boston,
we
yeah,
were nothing.
Boston, Anna, yeah, we were down by 4-0, but the offense
Yeah.
rolled back. It's like wow.
Yeah, Montembeau, I just remember, was playing the Boston game. Bob was in the Anaheim game. But overall, Bob, obviously not the start we honestly hoped. So we were obviously expecting him. I mean, yes, we knew he wasn't going to be Vezina type. Well, he's probably not going to be Vezina type in his career. Like, I honestly highly doubt it. But, he's supposed to be that top goalie in the league. He was ranked number 2 before this season started, right behind Andrei Vasilevsky of the Tampa Bay Lightning. But he in the beginning he wasn't getting done, and yes, our defense has honestly been like slacking, like everybody except Ekblad. Honestly, what I think hasn't really been doing their part. Weir's been doing well too, but again, he's been hurt a lot of the time, so we can't really rely on him too much. But yeah, Bob's numbers should be better. Obviously, I mean, $10 million. I mean, really, it's got to be better. But I also think he's improving. He's improved over the past month. I think he's slowly getting up there, and I honestly think we'll have a good push with him. He's more reliable now.
Hopefully, like he does get better, and like as the final push comes along, we can get more better games with him.
Definitely.
I was a little disappointed that Sam Montembeau has been a little struggling with us. When like he's supposed to be like he may be still a little wet behind the ears, but at least when we send him down, he is improving. He just got shut out a few days ago.
He's doing very well in Springfield right now. I honestly think he's NHL ready, but I don't know if he could be a full-time backup for us. At this point, we don't really have a full-time backup. I'm honestly saying Drieger isn't really a full-time backup. It's honestly like, all right, we tried Monty here, then the other game we tried Drieger. It's honestly like, who can be balanced? That's another reason why we drafted Spencer Knight. Obviously the expansion draft too, but to honestly get that balance more, right? Who could be our backup in the next 3-4 years? So
It's going to be definitely a question with the expansion draft for Seattle coming within maybe next year, I think. So let's see how
Yeah.
that goes. I if Sergey keeps on doing the not improve with us, I think his name will be tossed in the hat of possible players to be let go. That will be interesting.
And speaking of that too,
But at least our backups are showing. Hmm?
yeah, I was gonna say too. Speaking of that,
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
like you're saying, getting like tossed like in the hats. Um, I honestly think his contract is a little too high. I think Dale signed him for honestly way too much, 10 million, 7 years.
No, 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 no. Hold on. We're starting the beginning. We kind of lost you for a second.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I'm sorry. You were just talking about like him getting like tossed in the hat a little bit, like about like trades and stuff like that. If he doesn't improve, the thing what I've been noticing with Dale Talon is he's starting to like sign these players for a lot of money and for long term, which I don't like, because he did it with Mike Matheson. What was it, almost $5 million annual average for 8 years? I mean, that's honestly ridiculous. I mean, Bob, yes, fantastic goaltender, but I don't think he's worth 10 million. I would maybe drop it down to 9 or 8.5 million, preferably. But again, we
Corn's
had to get the goalie we needed, so that was him. I mean, people were saying, "Oh, we should have gotten Robin Leonard or something like that for much cheaper." And at this point, it's honestly debatable. But again, with our poor defense, we really can't. The fans really can't say, "All right, what will be better for us? What will be worse for us?" So that's just my take on it.
hmm Well, this final stretch, I believe, is going to be one of those interesting ones. Like you and I never predicted this is going to be this season will go up, down, up, down, up, down. Not in the way like like a go. I mean, not in the way like in playoff position, but more or less it's like it's an interesting season. I think it's to me the most memorable season because how interesting the game's getting. It's like they score, they let, they score.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like it's
opponents
interesting.
score.
I haven't seen
It,
a
it,
season like this in a while. I mean, I honestly have no clue where we're gonna be at in April. I don't know if we like make it to the playoffs or if we just like every other season miss it by 2 points, get a bad draft pick, and then and then it starts again the cycle. So
right.
honestly, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, how bad the team actually wants it. Right now, we are currently sitting in the second wild card spot. I believe we have 53 points. Philadelphia's 52. I believe last time I checked, they're losing against Boston 5-4. So hopefully Boston beats them in regulation, and then Toronto keeps losing. So if we beat LA Thursday, we can get back in third place in the division. So always a plus.
hmm hmm I mean, I mean, not a bad draft pick. I mean, look at the Miami Heat. They got number 13 Hero.
Well, yeah,
Hero.
I
I
mean,
swear, like someone, yeah, like someone named him that name just to see the announcers say Hero. Imagine someone in the NHL has that name. People will chant Hero, Hero,
yeah,
Hero.
definitely that'll be cool. But yeah, I mean, what I meant by like bad draft pick was like we're not getting like a first or like second overall pick. We're just getting that pick where we don't have a top draft pick, but at the same time we don't make the playoffs, so it's like in the middle of the pack. So like all the good prospects will be taken, but again, we haven't drafted honestly that great in the past few years. Players such as 2015, that whole draft class was honestly one of the best draft classes this century, I believe. And then we took Lawson Krause, traded him to Arizona the year after. The year after we drafted Henrik Borgstrom. He's still not fully developed. 2017 Tippett, same thing. He's still not fully developed. Of course, you have 2018 Grigory Denisenko, which I see maybe possibly coming up next year. And then Spencer Knight is probably going to take him a few more years to develop in Boston College. So it's not like we're going to take these guys right away. They still have some time to develop. I don't see Borgstrom and Tippett coming up this season. Maybe give them another shot next year. But again, who knows? Maybe we'll bring them up for a few games if we're out of it, which I don't see us being out of it in April. So
We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so in my like people thought we're gonna like get like 100 points stuff like that. I would not be surprised they go around 90. I would not be surprised.
My take is I don't see us getting 100. I don't see us getting over. I'm probably going around the 95 mark, maybe the 96 mark, the very best. 100 points, I really doubt it, honestly, because if we have some huge 10-game win streak, which I highly doubt. What was our biggest win streak this season? 3-4 games, something like that. I don't remember, but
Before we continue, I remember we had at least 8 games with a point. Whether it's win, losses, or overtime, we had at least eight game span where we had a point. That was like a
8-game point streak. Yeah, that was earlier in the season. If I recall,
yeah, it was the middle of October. We were actually better in October than previous years, or at least the past 5 years in our better October. Hopefully, that can give us the push we need at the final run.
Because I remember in the 17-18 season, we were 96 points. That was the most points. We were actually tied with Boston for the most points and didn't make the playoffs. And we were only 1 point behind New Jersey that season. Oh my God! To me, imagine if we just got that 1 point, we would have made the playoffs. But yeah, it's honestly gonna be.
Yeah.
How bad does the team want it? How bad does Q want it? How bad does general management want it? If we don't make the playoffs this year, what will happen to Dale? Will he be with the team next year? I don't know. Maybe not. So honestly, it's going to be some ride. Hopefully at the end of the season, the fans will be happy. We make the playoffs. Hopefully we can make it past the first round because
I mean, for teams who haven't go to the playoffs often, I suspect them not to advance. I don't expect them to advance. If they get to the playoffs, I'll be happy. If they get past first round, I'll be happy. If they don't, they took a shot.
Yeah, it'll be an improvement. It honestly depends who we're gonna play too. I mean, if we're in the first wild card, it's probably either going to be Boston or Washington. I can see us maybe beating Washington. Boston, I doubt it, honestly.
Boston, I don't know, but Washington, I for some reason, games with Washington are always interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely with players like Ovechkin, players like that. Plus, but again, Washington's an aging team, so they have plenty of playoff experience. That's their advantage, but. I don't know. We'll see, honestly. I'm really looking forward to it. Many of the fans are, and we just have to keep taking as many points as we could, winning games, things like that. And staying healthy is really important because last game, Toronto lost Morgan Riley to a foot injury. He's going to be out for a month. That really hurts them, honestly, since they're in third place. They're not that far ahead of us, too. So, one player could easily hurt us. Just imagine if, say, players like Huberdeau or Barkov or even Ekblad gets hurt. That's disastrous for us.
They'll take us back.
Yeah, definitely. So, he's got to stay healthy, play smart. That's really important, too.
Hopefully it won't come to injuries to, All right, then. That's all the time we have in the world. Any final thoughts, Noah?
Just keep winning, and hopefully we'll be doing this again in June if we win the Cup.
Yeah, we do if the Panthers if they do make it, we'll do a playoff preview, and of all teams, including Florida Panthers, and give our I'll have my bracket, you'll have your bracket. So,
of course, yeah, it's going to be exciting. These next 37 games left. It's going to be exciting, honestly. If we just hit I honestly think if we hit the 97, 98 point mark, we should be all right. But again, I can see us being at the 94, 95, 96 point mark. So that's not going to guarantee us a spot. But I think with the Eastern Conference a little weaker this year, I think they're slightly weaker. I think we can make it, honestly. Even though they're still strong, but teams such as Columbus, Montreal, I don't see them being in the mix this year. So, that gives room for us.
Exactly. All right, then. Thank you very much, all those people.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Noah. And hopefully see you in June for a special playoff video. All right. Thank you, everyone who's been watching this video. Say bye, Noah.
Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
And have a nice day. Goodbye. And until next time, see you then. Bye.